back to the Blooming Journal Live. It's me, Colleen Watson, president of Century Flat Publishing. We help rockstar entrepreneurs find the words that resonate with their ideal clients. For those of you who have been joining me all along, thank you so much for that. Glad you can see you today. For those of you just stopping your scroll, thank you for that. We're glad to have you along. So we're going to continue our series about starting your year right. It is January. It's a time when we make plans, and it's time when we have to consider how to implement the plans and make sure that those things happen. So today, what we're going to talk about, we've covered the 4 pillars of the VIP Backstage Pass. So today we're going to talk about one of the things that's going to affect all of those pillars. Something that every business owner has to face is, is this your year to hire? Right? Is this the year you finally, you got the revenue stream in that you can afford to do this? Is it the year that you hire and you get people to take things off your plate, particularly the things that you don't want to do? Nobody hires somebody to take over something we love, right? We always take over something we hired to take over things we don't want to do. And hiring is a wonderful thing. It's a great symbol, but it's also going to change a few things. So one of the things that's obviously going to change is your break-even point, your money, right? So you have to be able to cover their salary. Now, the deal with this is before you hire, the way this should work, hopefully, if you've done it right and you've hired the right person, is what you need to do is you need to save to cover their first 3 months of salary, because it's going to take you that long to get them up to speed, right? You cannot just hire somebody and say, go to work, because that doesn't mean that they're going to do things in the way that you like, right? You have to hire somebody and then you have to train them. So for the first 3 months, you're going to be working harder, not easier, because you have to bring them up to speed to what you want them to do with the quality and the way you want them to do it, right? So one of the things you have to plan for is, do you have the first 3 months of their salary saved? Because after that, after you've trained them, after they know their job, they should be bringing in their salary in terms of revenue plus, right? If they're not, you have the wrong person, which is why it's really important to find the right person at the beginning, which means you need to create a great job description. And you also need to start planning now for when you hire them. What does that mean? Well, that means you have to have a policies and procedures manual. It means you need to have an employee manual for the rules and regulations. And it means you need to start now writing down the SOP of their job. So if, for example, they're going to be covering your social media, right? You need to start having your social media policy. So what your colors are, when you post, how often you post, what is the tone of your posts, right? And it's going to take them a little while to figure this out, and you're always going to need to look at their job, right? So for those of you who are just like, oh, I'm going to hire somebody, I'm going to put in this 3 months, and then they're going to take over. Okay, you never let somebody just 100% take over. It's your business. You need to be on top of everything. Now, does that mean that they can do 90% of it and you can come in at the end at the 10% and just make sure everything's fine after a while, after you've got a flow, after everything's come together? Yes, but it's going to take you a while to get there and figure it all out. There is no such thing as, somebody's going to be the office manager and take care of everything from now on. No. Because that's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for them doing not great things with your business. So always remember, even if you have an employee and even if they're taking things you don't like off your plate, that doesn't mean you are not the boss. And it ultimately lies on you to make sure that everything is going the way that it needs to go. Oh, and then there's the issue of taxes. So some of you, they're like, well, Colleen, I'm going to do a 1099. I'm just going to do a contract person. And some of you are like, no, I have to have a W-2, right? What I would tell you is make sure you know what those rules are for 1099 versus W-2 in your state. In my state, the state of Colorado, there are very strict laws in place. And if you get it wrong, it's going to cost you. And where it's going to cost you is your taxes, because your employees are suddenly are part of your tax bill now. And that's another thing you have to consider is, okay, how do I, what is that going to do to my tax bill? And how do I still maximize my tax bill while making sure I'm paying my people a good amount of money? It's a lot to consider, a lot more than just like, okay, I'm going to write a job description and do some paperwork and train them for 3 months and just go. No, there has to be a strategy. So if you're curious about that, please sign up. We're still coming up with our pilot program that's launching in February. If this is interesting to you and you need to make some real plans for it, please join along. That is my calendar, and make an appointment to talk about it. We are having our Amp Up Your About Me page in 2024. Ticket information is in the show notes, and I'm going to be coming back in the afternoon. I'm so excited about this class. You're going to get me twice a day, a couple of days this week. I'm so excited. You have 5 days left, right? Saturday is the class. So if you're interested, space is running out, time is running out. Come and join us. Thank you for following along today. And remember, rock stars, it is never too late to bloom. Have a good one.